do love seeing these ships fly by. Welcome, we're now back to Warhammer 40k's Rogue Trader. When we left off, we were in the Feudal world. I think we could go back there right now. Yeah, it's weird. You'd think, because the way they wouldn't be like this if they had a much more stable form of communication network, or a much more stable form of transportation. Same time, I sort of love this aspect of it. It's like, yes, it is. You know, you got guys with assault cannons and all that walking around, and then you got this. You drop down to this sort of world where it's like they're on horseback, and yet they've got cyber tech. You know, they've got technology, but at the same time, it's almost like a feudal, medieval system. I should technically have been live streaming, like I say, Saturday, but I instead just got one of those days, and I decided to just bottle down and paint. I'll painting my nice Serratus. That's right, game. Hold up. It's steampunky. What are you? Tarvisk. The sculptor's mechanical hands crawl over the rough stone. There are many jointed metal fingers remaining in constant motion. Even now you recognize your own features in the unfinished piece. It seems someone commissioned a statue of you the moment you set foot on the planet. The old man turns his wrinkled face to you, and you see crystals where his eyes should be. He is the celestial lord, here to gaze upon his destiny. Alas, my creation is not yet complete. My destiny got to do with this. When I sculpt your celestial highness, I see people's destinies in the forms I create. The visions that come to me shape not only the stone, but the person's face as well. Your image was distinct when it appeared before me, and my work is not yet done. What do you wish to behold? His hands scuttle over the stone and huge metal spiders. Somehow his slightest gaze perceives exactly those details of your appearance, and that you are proud of the most. Your destiny will soon be complete, my lord. I will have it delivered to your celestial vessel. Your very life's path has been carved in stone. One who lives in the present has no reason to fear the future. But sooner or later, the future catches up with everyone. Cool. Give the character's fellowship until the end of the mission on Farasa. Who are you? A humble creator, the governor's first sculptor, Tarvisk, who has spent the honor of shaping the destiny of others, but not his own. Tavi, the The sculptor turns his head to you, but you see no pupils in his crystal ocular augments. I don't quite understand. Are you a psyker? My lord governor calls me a foreteller and creator. Others a wicked sorcerer. Yeah. But there is no cause for concern. My abilities are sanctioned. I am pure before the Emperor's celestial eye. He gestures at the tubes on the back of his head, and to prove the truth of his words. He is a sanctioned psyker. This is Forestium, a fascinating stone born from the bowels of this planet. Like any other kind, it bends and melts beneath the sculptor's tools, but for the sculpture to come to life in earnest, they must put their very soul into it. One of his hands emerges from behind the statue and gently touches his head, seemingly of his own volition. The soul, however, obtains callous the more the sculpture works, and mine has long since become covered in scabs. Lord Ruldu had my limbs replaced before he took me from my home planet. It was long ago. I have since forgotten what my land is like to the touch. The sculpture's mechanical arms are pierced by sticky tubes, and the elbow joints have all but worn down. It must have been a decade since these implants were last serviced. Such neglect often poses a serious threat to the person's life, yet the old man's skin looks relatively healthy, in spots where flesh and metal meet. The man appears to belong to a very rare variety of psychers, biomancers, capable of recovering even from the otherwise deadly wounds and diseases. My mouth stretches into a thin, cryptic smile. I have made thousands of statues of Ruldo, but Thracian's thrones of Phares's stone flesh can never seem to sate his great ambitions. Cool. Can I have him?
Forge ahead. Never linger.
Oh, my immediately just
Success is an irrefutable certainty.
armor of iron will. Medium class. Not a bad one. Nope. Nothing else there. You only did that. Are down here? We can get down here. Camera loops all the way over there. Unless I turn it around. Good doggy. Fix the elevator, please.
Operation successful.
Ooh, this leads me down here. We have unlocked a shortcut.
Let's seize the moment.
I'm being very cautious not to go near the middle. That's where I want me to go. I think. The gate is locked fast. A fine feast has been overflowing with food. I am indeed the ruler among the stars. I'll give you a notice that a few leftovers from the place disappear into someone's filthy apron. And let's face it, if this was for the nobles, then I bet those were people doing that, but Push me around. Pathfinding. Yay! I'm guessing that's the holy relic that got him, bro.
Venture forth.
Oh, trailer safe. I love the fact that we have a Dracaria with us on the planet, along with an Aldari. You see a man with a cruel grimace in his face, his hand disfigured with burn marks. Behind him stands a ghastly-looking mechanism, adorned with a polished skull of gigantic proportions. The eye sockets, their edges melted, gaze darkly at the crowd with the promise of an inevitable punishment. The man, clearly the executioner, bows his head. The very messenger of the sky has come to decide our fates. We are honored, your celestial highness. Who are you? I am Tadua the Scorch, a slaughterman of the 5th generation, a humble disciple of the Iron Saint you see before you, your celestial highness. Master Tadua knows no mercy, and his hands are unfailingly firm in the sacred cause of administering justice. Maeve is careful to keep her posture straight, but her frightened gaze is deliberately averted from both the executioner and the mechanism behind him. This is for punishment. The personification of the great Phesmorpheus of the martyred, who accomplished the legendary feat of slaying 300 heretics. As glorious tradition, all mutants who affront the Emperor's gaze and stain the face of Pharaoh must enter the Saint's iron embrace. Whenever justice is served, hundreds flock to the Phesmorpheus, eager to see them witness the magnificent spectre. You have just confessed that your semblance of justice serves not as a demonstration of lawful authority, but the deterrence of your subjects, but as entertainment. Solomon utters the last words with disgust, as if there could be no fouler profanity. Who is inside right now? Another heretic who violated the holy laws of Pharaoh. And since his body is already turned to ash, such will the fate of his name as well, to be scattered to the winds, that it may never again defile the lips of any who live upon this sacred world. Our sacred world. Never again defile the lips. Maeve looks ready to faint. She seems both terrified and nauseated by the sacred rite that has drawn so many onlookers. One of the first bodies to set to stoke the says Morpheus. It's going to get a lot busier now. Let's confirm the man's word. The fire-breathing Saint expels a puff of acrid smoke. While the guilty are being reduced to ashes, let us meet the next participant of our performance. Two people, or something resembling people, are pushed onto the stage. They are mutants, hideous parodies of humanity, forever tainted by the imperfections of the flesh. One of them is dressed in stained yet expensive clothes. The other wears the tattered uniform of the local guards. Your Celestial Highness, behold two loathsome heretics who blemish the very face of Pharesia with their existence. Taduka chuckles, but his sinister sneer is completely devoid of mirth. The degree of their guilt may vary, but they both deserve to enter the blazing bowels of the Phesmorpheus for the worst of their transgressions, distorting the sacred face of humanity. But since fate has graced us with such a holy, lofty visitors, I eagerly cede the right to punish these miscreants to you, your Celestial Highness. Contrary to his honeyed words, the executioner's voice betrays his poorly concealed displeasure. Cassia purses her own lips when she notices the onlookers staring at her hands, eyes, and neck. Many point at her fingers shamelessly, in her direction. Others spit at their feet in disgust. Her chin raised high, the Lady Navigator adjusts her forehead adornment for her clawed hands. She squares her shoulders and lets out a breath, and glares at the crowd with condensation. Guilt. One of them, despite being one of the highest lords of Phoresia, spat on our world's customs by refusing to alter his destiny. The other did change his fate even when he was just low-born. Even though he was a low-born wallowing in the mud. What was the Nexus name? Did I just hear? What was the Nexus name I just hear? Solomon raised his voice slightly, indicating that the usually impassive arbitrator is profoundly indignant. I normally have no trouble passing judgment, but in this case, I don't even know where to start. Ah, a rotten stain upon the noble families. He was hiding in his manner to conceal his deformities, but had trouble keeping his mouth shut. Proliferating filth in tracks that the latter sent out with servants. He declared the choice of one's own fate to be slavery. Cast aspirations on the very tradition of the world was insolent. Swore profanity, condemned those who had chosen a new destiny. Luckily, he has no heirs, and today the cursed bloodline should be put to rest once and for all. That's not... Okay, that's not really... Depends on what they consider for their thing, because... What the... It sounds more like they were cursed with mutation. They had mutations inflicted upon them. They don't suddenly go from being that to that, without something affecting them. A thief, a brigand, a murderer. There's no way to list all the crimes lying upon this freak's consciousness. However, his willingness to change his destiny against all odds merits his mutants at least some honor. Despite his feeble-mindedness and simplicity, he had enough sense to obscure his countenance with hoods and helmets until he made a way from beggar to guard. It was not long before his excessive passion for fighting and stabbing gave him away. Foul curse on his breath that immediately gives you a frightened look and falls silent. The mere sight of the celestial lord seems to instill a reverent awe in common denizens of Phoresia. They are both mutants, and they have thereby violated his law. Yet when one finds a spark of nobility in an abject commoner, one cannot help but feel a grain of respect for them. This heretic may be of low birth, but he does not flout the values of Phoresia the way the nobles do, and thus honours our traditions and his will. Born into the rabble, he applied all his abilities and skills, defied the restrictions placed upon him, and crushed those who stood in his path, all in order to forge a new destiny for himself. Freedom to change destiny. Solomon repeats slowly, with an undertone of utter disbelief in what he's hearing. Even you, a degenerate, should know that everyone has their place in the God Emperor's plan from birth, and that any attempt to change them is a violation of his will. I am of too low birth to take a burden of being judged by Celestial Lord. The word of this distinguished guested law. We are all trembling with anticipation. Ooh, now here's a good thing. I mean, their crimes are not exact. The thing is, their crimes are not exactly that, what I'd call that great. I mean, the guardman, according to the my dude, theirs, is saying that, oh well, he broke the law by trying to change his path. Point. But incineration is another thing. But why are they so horribly disfigured? Nobleman. On the other hand, is not exactly a the guy doesn't exactly strike me as a, oh well, he was, he mouthed off, but this. Here's a weird thing, neither of them sound like they're doing proper crimes. That's a problem. Because I don't really think that either of them are actually worthy of being executed. I don't particularly see any of them as like a warrant for let's go after them. And Cassia feels rather thin on this. Also, Cassia is actually getting really not happy. While the guys nuking mutants for just for the sake of being mutants. The excitement in Tasha's face fades away. A merciful decision, Your Subtle Highness. Save the gift of freedom bestowed upon us by a holder of the key to old destinies and his messenger. Begone, you disgusting spawn. Oh, he is not happy. He's like, how dare you? The idea is that you're supposed to throw them into the furnace, cackle maniacally, and enjoy our... Lost the court fool. Oh, what a clamour! And away do they hear the sound of the poor Sultan's heart breaking all the way at the other end of Russia. And now my favourite word. Next. A pale, bony creature, barely able to move its legs, enters the stage. In place of a mask, it turns a horrific medley of features towards the world. Its ugliness, however, is nothing like that of the previous convicts. The thin, squeamishly twisted mouth is fused to the cheekbones. Malicious eyes peer into the crowd from under hideous folds of skin. The face of this heretic appears to have melted and congealed. His crime is more grievous than any this scaffold has ever seen. He was granted a new destiny but chose to defy it. He turned away from the greatest gift that can be offered to the loyal sons and daughters of Thracia. Again, The guy, you're not supposed to be changing destinies, and that lot is not something you're supposed to be doing. The wretched man gazed drift over the crowd, whose piercing eyes meet yours, his head twitches and his face contorting in monstrous grimace. Shut up, before you get in, it gets in. I won't give up, I won't give up, I won't. Oh, no. He didn't come to hear you stay quiet. If you stay quiet, squeal louder and squeal louder. Not that blasted court fool. Let's find him. You glance at the crowd and suddenly see the fool prancing and flitting among the gawkers, clearly not being spotted by you. Shoot bluff for his insolence. Not to Solomon, it sounds he's gathering a lesson. Found you. Woo! I'm out. Oh well, guess he didn't. The cheerful gloating rise above the growl, several pairs of hands grasp at the fool with the apparent intention of dragging him to the scaffold, but bluff proves to be too slippery, having broken free of their grip, the fool rushes away with several onlookers in pursuit. Oh, he's gone. What happened to his face? Is he another mutant? Thoracian fever. You need not worry, Your Highness. It's not contagious. I don't know if it's the guy. Other than didn't say he actually did anything particularly evil. I suppose I could put him over. I mean, it could be merciful. First opens his mouth to say something. The convict takes a step on his clumsy spindly legs, and then another one. The face, pretty strong, shining. And now Claw points directly at you. Give it here. Give it to me now instead of the one I bear. Take mine. It's not mine. Take it. Take it. The man raises his crooked fingers to his face and sinks his nails into his sagging flesh, shrieking with what sounds like relief as he tears off a piece of his cheek. Then another, and then one more. Falling to his knees, he frantically scratches his own eyes out, smearing the blood and clear ichor in his face before collapsing dead on the platform. That was warp. Rumble draws your attention, like a rock fall stumbling down a slope. The thundering of feet, and its mad screams overwhelm you. For a moment you see a source of commotion. A throng of mutants is charging straight at you. Oops. He did.
Another scar in my collection.
You will fall.
Oh, what's called the feeble mutant, desperate mutant. What's going on with these guys? What's going on with the glowing ones? I have Oblivion, Frestian Fever. Frestian dust increases strength by +25. Once reach die as Frestian transforms, it goes in warp energy, dealing detected all non-mutants within the target of 2-cell radius. Okay, so they're bombers. Okay, so you got walking bombs. Good to know. You can't go far from Solomon. Just checking behind me. Nothing like that. Some mutants. A lot of mutants involved. One game has had a frog turned up. Apparently I can go up there. No, Pathid bots can't get there. They need a path, they are a path. Two cells, 1, 2. So as long as I blow these guys up before they get close, we won't suddenly take damage to the knights. Or Barador. I know the knights are Pharisee, but who cares?
The Omnissiah knows all, comprehends all.
Poison percent chance, but
Running by error. Successfully terminated.
good. Tactical knowledge. Should be able to grab a load off these guys because a lot of them were under his eyesight. Yes, I got 7. Excellent. Excellent. Gains damage increase. So all my allies just gained a load of points for that. That's why we can armor the Jesus out of ourselves. Shield up! Shield up! Shield up! Feudal mutes.
Emperor, protect me.
Ow. Okay, yeah, the mutes are... Feeble mutes are running forward to go kamikaze. Right, where are you in the turn order? Right, can I get you a... whisper shot?
If I must. I understand your intent.
Monkey. See if we can get a load off you as well, because you guys were
If
outside
it
her
serves
eyeline.
your cause.
Yep, 5. Excellent.
I am not your scene. I deal death with my hands.
Yeah, there was no chance of not killing them with her attacks.
If I must.
I got that one.
Quick, quick. Try harder. Protect me.
Autopsy.
Okay, we couldn't stop 2 of them, some of the mutants. I didn't have enough guys up the turn order, enough AoEs to get the job done. Well, doesn't seem like a high grade mutant. Did I let you free? Live. Well, very grateful, are you?
I said so done.
And pit and shot.
Let's set this in motion.
Nice hit. Nice shot.
I know what to do.
It's alive with one left. Wow. Cassia's better.
They won't expect this.
But Pascal took a ton of damage. Cabal.
Don't touch me.
Okay, this is not annoying. Okay, gonna get them reach.
One of us would be enough.
Nibble. Can't reach him. Unfortunately, I don't have the ability to make him contact.
I'll take it as priority.
It only works for my own people, though. I can go there and do it.
The guilty will fall. Executed. Flesh is
Are you
inescapable.
really that incompetent?
Yes?
Glato, we're undertaking this task.
Control shot. I'm playing the wrong one. Oops.
Look out.
I was supposed to do control shot, not. Time for Cassia's Death Stare.
Step aside. The navigator is coming.
Let's give.
I'm afraid not.
Alright, let's go. Have a turn.
We function as one.
Use the mitigate.
I'm not accustomed, as duty demands.
Yeah.
Dodge.
I can handle this.
High momentum.
Well, we don't have a usual thing of pumping up a certain character. The guys in single combat, close quarter combat with us. Push. Bump. Away.
The scriptural code is favorable.
I'm gonna use it on your thing, that's fine. Cassia to Pascal to the front. The one you can't be used is downed. You guys let me fly, which is annoying.
This tedium is beneath. Another soul slips beyond the veil.
There goes all the suicide boys.
understand your intent.
I didn't realize he was actually out cold. He was too close to the front lines, so he got nuked when they did the suicide charge.
Martyrdom is a reward.
Can I shoot them? Okay, where's my piercing shot?
I know what to do.
Double tap.
As said, so done.
Firearm master will let me shoot continuously for a bit. These two go first on the turn order. But there's only some mutant left here, a noble mutant. Don't really have any points left.
Protect me.
Pascal is dirty. See you. Next week, cost 0. Nice. Usually half. Let's do that.
Understood. No heretic escapes punishment. The order is clear.
Protect me.
On mute.
Lord Captain.
I have the like heal thing, which is annoying.
If I may.
Pascal, let's
I
go.
am
Your
a
turn.
navigator, not a servitor.
Request approved.
That worked.
Isn't this a job for the serfs? Another foe painted black.
Getting these off combat? No. Unfortunate. I'd like to have changed my equipment for heals.
I'll show you why navigators are feared.
Unfortunately, I can't heal more than once.
Significant value. The Omnissiah knows all, comprehends all.
Oh wait, he has got heal though.
Cogitation fails. My vow is combat is an equation. Your life is a negligible variable.
Armamentum.
Yep, and we got a whole thing with the B points back, so that's fun.
Me? You insist, Lord Captain.
You'll be held in my gaze, so go nowhere. dealing with these moots down here. It's a little on the annoying side because they're all the way over there.
Target eliminated. Strengthens me.
Yep, because they're going next to the one over here.
If it serves your cause, I deal death with my hands.
An idea that's quite well.
If I must.
Observe the execution. Well, I observed it and I ended it. Yes, Your Highness, apologies for my late arrival. I wasted a great deal of time. Idle squabbles with that oaf of a treasurer. He was looking for the simple shipment chronicle. I only heard about the attack after it had already begun. The other might as well not have been moving at all. It was so slow. The treasurer, the elevator. Who are you going to blame next, Governor? Are you the ruler of this world or a casual onlooker? You will take measures immediately to restore orders, or I will conclude that you are sabotaging the road trader's visit, either by intent or simply due to your own impetus. Ineptus. The governor babbles in fear. I never fought. He takes a deep breath. The culprits, of course. Culprits will face execution post haste, my celestial lord. An oppressive silence hangs over the previously bustling plaza. The people are taking in the carnage, clearly avoiding looking at you, but still catching your every word. You notice Maeve standing nearby, gazing at her with horror in her eyes. Find those responsible and bring them to me. Oh look, the executioner's got back up over there. Like, condemned mutants broke loose and attacked the townsfolk. It's been a long time since anything like that happened, Your Celestial Highness. They must have sniffed out that today was a special day. The executioner's lips curled, split by a blow during the fight. The commander was responsible for guarding them. He got careless. Commander Lucra. His armor rattling, the knight steps forward. I am Lucra, commander of the fortress. I can attest that the ungodly mutants were restrained properly. It's the Phasmorpheus. Smoke whipped the brutes into a frenzy. Commander of the Executioner. My celestial lord, I swear on my life that my knights and I did everything we could to keep you safe. Who could have foreseen that the Phasmorpheus, after gorge itself on miscreants, would start driving the mutants mad with the smoke? Lies. Phasmorpheus does not taunt the heretics, it fills them with terror. To shift blame for your own failures, onto a sacred weapon of justice, is a heinous crime in and of itself. Well, here's the thing. Something whipped him up into a frenzy. And something got him really riled up. Now, did the guard let him out? Who knows? The problem is 50-50 here. Here's the machine, which is a spectacle to be honest. Could have whipped him up. He could have thing, but what's the point in killing them both? An excuse to stop their bickering and turn their eyes to you in astonishment. They quickly cover, however, and offer you their deepest bows, maintaining a solemn silence. Oh. You are our savior today, your Celestial Highness, and in gratitude, please accept this personalized sword from my treasury. Fabian once decided the outcome of one of our feuds. He killed our rebel leader, and peace has reigned on the planet ever since. Nice. Nice little two-handed weapon. Not great, but it's good. Well, at your feet. Put yourself in order. Maeve catches your eye and looks away shyly, with a concealed smile of relief. Not in the least. I will not let some beasts ruin everything we have worked so hard to prepare. As we distance ourselves from this place and return to our corner on revelry and peace. By your leave, I will be waiting for you at the head table. Your oh God, Emperor, give me strength. It amazes me that idiot is underpaid, a thief, and did not somehow lose the whole planet as well. Fine, a feat it is. I'm sick of the stench of burnt meat. Let's change the scenery. Let's loot scenery. A face pale, Maeve raises her hand. As a sword, it's only a few steps away, and the noble lords are already lifting their glasses to save his honour, awaiting your arrival. Shall we proceed? We were down a fighter because, unfortunately, they exploded. Yeah, I just put those in the inventory. Now, I can
They
move.
say I have a magnetic personality. That certainly explains why I keep attracting trouble.
Better than nothing.
Alright, that's one of those permanent trauma types. Oh, a ship.
Watching the lady handle sacred technology breaks my heart. Figuratively speaking, my cardiovascular augmentation can withstand much more than high blood pressure.
Good to know, dude. Yo. Doggo. So these slave guys go crank, 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 and they crank these giant machine doors so we open the giant incinerator. Radiant shield, different from the regular shields.
Executing request.
Still, I see no point in ending the guards. I don't see a point in a lot of other things, to be honest.
This explorator is blessed with multifunctionality.
Ah. Gara. Nice. Fireface 1. Amsec. The governor's hand reaches for the Amsec, but flinches under your gaze and abruptly changes trajectory towards the appetizers. Today is a very nervous day, Your Celestial Highness, and when I feel nervous, I eat. And drink and eat again. That is just the way I am. But Emperor, have mercy, the food today is to die for. Would you like to have some? The tables are buckling under the spread of steaming hot dishes, oozing with grease and extruding tantalizing spicy aromas. Quite a challenge for an uninitiated stomach, but you have taken part in feasts of far grander than this. I recommend you try the fried Acelodont, whose horns are still goring my hunters just the other day. And here we have some five-tailed fruities in a stewed black-eye sauce. These fellows need to be eaten quickly before they scurry off the plate. As for the side dishes, you simply just have to taste these crispy bearded shells seasoned with blue glute. This spice scorches your tongue, but follow it with some amsec and it'll feel like the water of life itself. Oh man. Sink your teeth into the greasy morsel and definitely nibble it to the bone in front of the entire court, which watches your morbid fascination. Next combat, this one-time bonus that disappears after combat ends. Grrr. Magnificent! Not even rocks so tinted that recently ate our cobbler could match you. Unlike your Celestial Highness, it spent 5 entire suns chewing on him through. You pop a fried velvet shell into your mouth. First one, then another, and another. The blue glut stings your tongue and throat, but Yuvel von Valancius has made a sterner stuff than these milksops. Eventually you crush the last barrel in between your jaws before wiping and napping over your chin and tossing it victoriously over to the table. Iron Gut. Well, here's the character's intelligence willpower for that combat. It's a 1-point bonus. Steel hard composure. It's all me, unfortunately. Unfortunately, my agility is not high enough for this one. Incredible, but how did you accomplish it? My fellow revelers, let us raise our cups to unbreakable strength for the God Emperor's emissary. Entire Feudal nobility lift their cups in your honor. Gobblets in your honor. I'm not even gonna... Yeah, 25% chance. Verily, your Celestial Highness. He reaches a ring-studded hand for... stops at the sound of Maeve's voice. My lord, remember that what the physician told you. Temperance is the best cure for your ailments. I fear you have disobeyed his wishes again today. And now I am paying for it with a compromised sense of balance and regrettable indeed to admire this guy's impostors. And the hunt is already in full swing. Someone leans over to you, rogue trader. Once you've had your fill of the governor, let me ask him a few questions. What's the hunt you'll talk about? And Maeve, be a darling and tell our guests about our amusements. I'm a little exhausted. Of course, my lord. The impostor hunt takes place every moonlight. Shortly before the event, the servants are thoroughly cleansed of dirt and foulness, combed and dressed in expensive clothing and masks, and invited into the courtyard with the rest of the guests. The nobles hide their faces as well. And then, try to guess who the impostors are. Telling one from another is quite a challenge sometimes. Oh, suddenly perks up again. And the best. And that is the best part. I highly recommend you try, your Celestial Highness. It makes for a very interesting change of pace. On this occasion, the privilege of branding, if you will, falls entirely on to you, our honored celestial guest. An shimmering slate featuring a string of fine inscriptions. This is a data brand, one of our off-world treasures. We hand it with great care, and yet all of Fresian's jewels and miracles cannot compare to the resplendence of your glory, my celestial lord. When you find an imposter, you need only mark them with this wondrous brand. Analyzing. This brand is the property of the Index Venetris food factory. It was used to mark meat of high-protein specimens of the planet's fauna. The inscription in Proto-Gothic translates "Grox on corpse feed." At the end of the hunt, we hold a feast. If you guess at least one of the imposters, you will also win a fine prize. If you guess all four, there will be even more special reward. I remember at one of the hunts, a servant played the role of a baron so well that all the lords unanimously granted him favour and let him keep the title and privileges of nobility. Such a thing rarely happens, but who knows what the evening will bring tonight? It is you who will determine the worthy of my celestial lord. Did you just admit that there is a masquerading rabble among the Frisian nobles, illiterate, with no idea how to collect thieves, or by the throne that actually explains so much? The proctor scoffs and glances at the enthusiastic guests. Go ahead, Governor. Commence your charade. The sooner we start, the sooner we finish. Let out an audible gasp. Gulp. It shall be done, Master Judicator. Marvelous, as soon as you are done with your search, I will be... The governor attempts to rise from the table, but great gravity proves to be his superior. Perhaps you should stay there, here, my lord. I feel you may be right, Maeve. I will be eating here, surrounded by savoury dishes and plentiful amsec. Have a fruitful hunt, your celestial lord, highness. Maeve, bring me a cup of amsec. Make sure it's filled to the brim. Comes an unexpected order from Solomon. It will be done, your Lord Judicator. Now that he's away from the others, waits until Maeve is some distance away, then turns to you. I wanted to talk to you out of the observer they have attached to our overhearing. What's the overhearing? He asks a sweeping glance around the courtyard in a low voice. Do you get a sense that what is happening raises questions that lack coherent answers? This is what they call a persecution complex, Solomon. Which one in particular? The governor barely managed to stay in his saddle, which is odd for a local nobleman. Not too odd, considering Rudlow's ravenous fondness for food and amsec, but an astute observation nonetheless. Yes, mutation is a corruption that seldom leaves a person with sound mind, but what the madman spouted on the scaffold, and what he had done to himself, was beyond the pale. God Emperor alone knows how many different cults of him there are. No two planets worship him in quite the same way, but only a heretic would wax poetic about altering a fate that was ordained by the Emperor once and for all. Not bordering, they are heresy writ large. But that's not what it troubles me. It troubles me that the madman succeeded in publishing them. The attack is unlikely to have been planned. It looked too messy, shall I say. On the other hand, perhaps that's the best this backwater player can do when it comes to plotting and scheming. If you have to suddenly pull off a distraction, I wouldn't be surprised if you're doing a messy job, because it's not exactly a sort of thing you expect. There was too much. They were not expecting us. Oh, let's see. Playing this game? Oh. Ugh. Hours, tons. I'm not entirely sure how much playtime is. It is a good question. So I didn't see a thing before, I was looking at all the screens. Let's see, oh, you can't see this very well. Apparently I've been playing this for over 188 hours. I'll enjoy it. I don't know the way the governor is using every means possible to stall our inquiry into the thief. Indeed, at first one could mistake it for sycophancy, an attempt to appease the celestial guests, but the longer it goes on, the more apparent the criminal intent behind the stalling of the inevitable becomes. I have a theory, but I would like to hear yours first. At least my opinions influence your reasoning. Maybe then into a trap of some sort. Oh, which is a cult. Predicaments that get into usually involve a cult of some description. Like so, was we are ignorant. Nature and purpose of this trap. We have nothing concrete to go on and can only stay our guard. My hypothesis is this is not about the thief. It's merely a pretext to keep us here long enough, but for what? We should play along for now, let them think we've been taking the bait while we await the opportunity to seize control of the situation. We need a green signal to launch a coordinated attack. Understood. So if I have a cause or reason to say lovely weather, we attack. May returns, taking careful steps along the paved road and bringing a brim goblet in her hands. Your amsec, my lord. I haven't spilled a drop. Our worthy arbitrator hurls a drink onto the pavement. A splash of like a scarlet wound on stone has been polished by 1,000 souls. And I'll leave that dude. How am I supposed to play this thing then? Because they don't seem to be changing their attitudes towards me. Anything about... Actually, where's me? Where are you? I didn't actually inquire anything with you, so it's fine. I do not complain, my celestial lord. A noble such as myself sometimes receive punishment for angering our lords, but that is good. I think it makes me cleaner and brighter on the inside and helps me better serve the God Emperor. The whole of the key to all destinies. Forgive me, I've said something wrong, my lord. Preacher Antonio said that the God Emperor holds the key to all destinies in his celestial hand. He himself sits at the very top of the great tower of humankind. From there, gazing out of the worlds and stars in his domain, he sees all, knows all, and a bloody tear rolls down his cheek when he reads our shameful faults and deeds in the annals of our lives. But those who strive, who do not let the seed of evil into their hearts, he will reward with a new destiny, a new life higher and better than the one before. With the return of this key, he unlocks the dungeon of their souls, and I live in hope that one day he will come to my door. How fascinating, and what are you going to get? Do to get a better destiny. I can hope. Pray earnestly, try to be a virtuous and vigilant. And if I manage to please the Celestial Lord, then maybe, just maybe, the Emperor will take notice. In times of darkness, the God Emperor walled up the Tower of Humankind against fiends and monsters to keep it safe from evil, but evil had already planted its seed in thousands upon thousands of human souls. He locked them in the dungeon of the tower, that they might first eradicate the evil in their thoughts. All our lives we atone for our transgression against the God Emperor, and after death we return to his judgment. But that is our burden to bear, my lord. When I see you and realize that before him stands his anointed, one blessed by his godly hand, there is no one happier than I. Though he's a wonderful person, so considerate and generous, but of course his venerable age has taken its toll. He behaves oddly from time to time. We all have our quirks, don't we? I don't trust him. I thought we were one step ahead, apparently. We just got achievement. Woohoo! Well, he gave me a lovely Frisian necklace just before you arrived. Strange, is it not, to bestow such a treasure on someone as low in nobility? I noticed that we have been conversing more and more late. It's been easier. Sometimes I think he knows me better than I know myself. So the governor has never favoured you like this before. Perhaps the appointment to escort the rogue trader also came as a surprise. Boo may have blinked in astonishment. That is so, my lord Judicator. I still wonder why the God Emperor saw it fit to bestow such a tremendous honour upon me. I don't think he's what he is. Because he was more astonished that we were able to do stuff, like, eat the feast. A high noble should have been able to do that easy, and nobles should also be able to ride a horse easily, even with his current condition. He is the best among all the court servants. Looks down, but you catch the fear in her eyes. He always knows how to make the noble lords laugh, but at first, Dean's jokes were just as funny pranks and puns. Those wonderful, almost impossible times. I'm also persuasion. Knows it will beat me. I have a massive persuasion skill. I mean, my modifier is like 100, skill value is 176. Even with a plus 10 modifier, it wouldn't make a dent. You'd need to have at least 86 plus 86 on the modifier to even have a chance at throwing my chance of being me failing my test. Yes, he seemed to retreat into himself all of a sudden. He started snapping back at people, saying sarcastic, scathing things. His jokes were simple before, but now there's always a nasty bite to them. And he started exploding at every little thing and ordering me to do about my own brother. Having said all of that, she freezes in her fear and turning her white as a sheet. Apologies for my lack of restraint. Ah, the fool, the fool, is her brother, her own brother. So suddenly he's gained a new personality, he's gained a new thing. And he's got a stitched face as well. For a brief moment, a deep wrinkle cuts across Solomon's face. Word. So your brother is not his usual self. This world is a tangled web indeed. From Master Lord. Oh,
Let's see this through.
he's not what he's supposed to be. Her own brother's not what he's supposed to be. Right. I'm not sure how you're supposed to do this hunt thing. So that's the thing. Right. Ah, there's no NPC groups here. So none of our guys were down here, they were all up here. Ooh. Did I miss loot? Oh, yeah, the dead knights. Okay. I'll get those later. Where you're after? Yes, you've got them. Right, let's do the hunt thingy then. Man in jacket. A few nobles have gathered around an older man in a fine jacket. His eyes dart back and forth between them. I come from an honoured dynasty. You can't. He keeps trying to approach someone, but they all recoil from him as if he was a leper. The mob's instigator, a lady in golden mask, exclaims furiously, "Oh, listen to the songs of this poor wretch. He thinks that the bath they gave him makes him look like a nobleman." When Milton knew, the crowd parts, and a peevish voice. The woman drawls, "We ask our celestial lord to brand this peasant." Among the hushed crowd, I sing out a single woman in a half mask in a gorgeous dress, who was watching intently from the side. Your celestial highness, we have exposed one of the impostors. There he is, the one in the jacket, still clinging to his facade. You ought to brand him quickly. My celestial lord, I'm begging you, listen to me. This man is a member of the noble family. He's being slandered. The old man is terrified, hands clutching an expensive cane bearing an intricate family coat of arms. I'm just a commoner in a fancy dress, my lord. This man is my master. I know I'm supposed to be playing the part of a rich girl, but I've served many lords, as you see, and Sir Timus is the only one who treats me servants with great gentleness. I want to protect her from these cruel people. The old man adjusts his mask in surprise. His eyes scan the crowd again. On the finely dressed young woman. That's Renka, my house servant. What did she... protecting me, you say? She has no idea what game she got herself mixed up in. Forgive me, my girl. His lip quivers and grip aimed more tightly than breathes in tea before suddenly taking a step back. Here she is, the real impostor of the house girl Rinka. She admitted it herself to the celestial lord. Spits on and points his finger at Rinka, who shirks away in fear. How could you schemers ever think to steal our supreme benefactor? Ke Morag. They're the burning indignation look in Urette's gives the old man, her hand reaching for the blade hanging from her belt, but then she goes still for a moment, puzzling and etched onto her face before regaining the usual air of indifference. Betrayal comes naturally to you, monkey, as breathing, but it does not concern me. Continue rotting away in your dishonourable existence. I will have no part in it. However ruthless course intrigue may be, my family recently attained a lofty status, and many here are opposed. If the man is a noble, why are you so intent on painting him as otherwise? There's not a word of a lie in what you have said. The travesty of a nobleman was granted to his privileges less than 100 years ago. A family of upstarts who have elevated themselves through pedantry. For any true-born noble, he is no different from a masquerading peasant. Most certainly, your highness. His plebeian nature is apparent in every respect as riscat. The woman's not lying, but neither is she being completely candid. The way she looks at the accuser speaks of an old, unacceptable, inappeasable hatred, the kind one shows to one's true enemy. The young woman's face turns pale, marble behind the half-mask. She casts a thieving look at the man in the jacket, and then lowers her eyes. The man, meanwhile, sighs with relief and says, "Thank you. I knew no intrigue could fool us as your lord." The question is, what actually happens with these people? There's someone down here, apparently. There's a priest. Stained. A true servant of the faith must keep his strength, so that he may offer the God Emperor not just words, but deeds as well. So, Lord, how fortunate your arrival. Only you can solve this conundrum and decide which one is the true clergyman of noble birth and which is an arrogant impostor. Wow. Failed. The old priest gives you a reserved nod. Meanwhile, the young one turns his entire body to face you like a student being evaluated. There are no barriers in learning and word of the Emperor to conquering all that he has given unto us. Have you read the manuscript of our scribe, Fault? I hear he has left the craft behind now, but his research shines one with light of true worship. Knowledge depraves the soul, as does reading letters that are not meant to be read. The old priest furrows his brow in the young man's passionate words. Cassius shakes his head. Their judgments are like two sides of a single coin. There is value in both, but neither constitutes the whole. What awaits the servant's emperor after death? Both priests ponder the question for a while. The older ones first speak up. Should they serve faithfully, the emperor will preserve their soul in his halls. The young priest gives you a broad and sincere smile. It is customary tone for us to believe in sacred reincarnation. Thus, the worthy may serve the emperor for all eternity. You have encountered many variations of the God Emperor's cult in your time, but never have you heard of reincarnation after death. A religious teaching such as this seems strangely exotic even for a nondescript, half-forgotten planet like Pharesia. By what name are the warriors born from the blood of the Emperor's sons known? The heralds of the celestial master, gods among men, the young preacher's eyes are alight with awe. The Emperor's angels, they descend upon the land to smite down his enemies. Oh, the young priest is answering wrong. Anyone in the ecclesiarchy would know that the Adeptus Astartes, which are the Space Marines, are referred to as his holy angels, not heralds. Smile vanishes from the young man's face. He gasps indignantly. Why, well, yes, I did skip the lectorum once or twice, it's true, but I'm still a proper noble. I swear it's on my honour. I don't know if I got that right or not.
Marching ahead.
Well, man, let's save. Oof, right there, before the fight. Alright, well, hopefully we're going this right. You, the old priest. In the waving torchlight, you see a steel glint. One of the jacket-clad young men is pressing a blade against the other's ribs. A masked eyes scarred at the attacker's feet. Noticing you, the trembling victim cries out, "Your Highness, save me!" And says, "Do not interfere, outsider. This man deserves to be punished along with all the Pharisee rotten elite. They see people as just things to be worn. Let him look me in the eye and find out what it feels like to be cut to pieces." You realize that the weapon pressing the victim's body is none other than a pair of expertly sharpened tailor's scissors. Local folk and their strange amusements. They're not worth our time. I know we got off a score of 100 here. We can do. You capture the scissors with and deftly plunge them into the attacker's knee. Sensing his tormentor's grip weakening, the victim sets free and hides behind you. Frightened woman. This madman bribed the guards so they would ignore my cries. I'm sure they'll be singing a different tune when they find out the Celestial Lord has intervened personally. They're parasites. They tear whoever they want into pieces. These scum squeeze into a person's skin like a suit. It's a suit that's two sizes too small, splitting the seams in the process. Stares at you without blinking, his eyes glassy. Skin suits are splitting seams, preposterous. Your brother was rewarded for his talents with the best assignment one could hope for. Maybe just decided he wanted to take nothing to do with you anymore. Voice cracks, he is on the verge of tears. Your Celestial Highness, if such were your will, you could send the servants to the dressmaker at this very moment to find the young man's brother alive and well. His words are soaked in grey, with flashes of copper desperation breaking through, but the swampy muck of deceit. I see nothing. It's very simple, Your Celestial Highness. His younger brother had a way with clothes. I noticed him when I was looking for new servants. I sent the boy to apprentice under a renowned dressmaker in the upper quarters. I thought I would make him my valet, you see. But then this fool decided I took his brother, not because of his talent, but to use him for my rejuvenation. Why would I even need a new face? I haven't worn out my own yet. Do I actually brand this guy or do I tell him to go away? Because... So... off with you, tailor. But, Your Highness, you can rail or you can run, you can cower behind others' backs. No hiding from justice. I will pierce you right through like a needle. Just give me time. Alright.
Forge ahead, never linger.
I'll say the last thing is over here. The young woman's hair is disheveled, her body stained with grime, her mask pushed clumsily on top of her head. Holding her skirt high, she's trying her hardest to fight her way through the guards blocking the door. Just let me go, please, for throne's sake! Even when the guards yet again push her aside. No one notices you and attempts something to resemble a curtsy, but stumbles and falls on her knees. I'm done, I just can't take any more, Your Celestial Lord. Your Celestial Lord, aren't you? Yes, I am. But you do not look much like a noble lady. I am Edritaka, your gracious. I'm not a noble, not one bit. I just do the laundry and bleach the linens. I never mixed with the high society in my life. Forgive me. Forgive a fool, your graciousness. Why are you telling me this? According to the rules, you're meant to pose a noble and then you get a reward. But I don't want no reward, my lord. I want to go back home. Get back home. Hangs her head and clutches lace frills on her dress. Her breathing stutters as she's racked with silent sobs. Why are you trying to escape? I want to get away from before they start putting those brands on us. For the tricksters... I'm no kind of trickster, can you see? I couldn't full of rocks. Why are you participating in this masquerade in the first place? It's not like they asked me nicely, your graciousness. They grabbed me and shoved me in this dress and flew me in here. Nobody here was asked. But I don't want to be anybody's toy. I have 3 boys and a girl. We starch our lords and ladies' undergarments. We work our fingers to the bone just to get enough scraps for the day. Hands mottled red from chemical burns. So what should I do with you? Ripping her frills. Please, your gracious. By the God Emperor, just let me get leave. Nobody gets put in one of these get-ups ever comes back. If I stay, I won't see my home again. I just know it. I haven't done anything wrong. It's just that, your graciousness, it doesn't matter whether you get branded or not. Once the hunt is over, you're gone. This place is like a grog's pit. There's no way back. I want to live. I want to be useful. Please, please let me go home. God, let her go. Lacking the courage to object to your demand, the guards reluctantly step aside. As one turns up by you see wet trails on her guileless face. Thank you, Celestial Lord. You sweetheart. I'll never get your kindness. She bows low and vashes into the darkness. I'm off. It's like, that's a worrying thing. She was absolutely terrified, and the servant girl wasn't exactly happy either.
Onward to victory.
That's all 4. I branded one person. Probably branded the wrong at some point. Down got a bad beast. Very bad. I apologize, Celestial. Highness, how's your imposter hunt going? Gara? My darling pet, she's guarding the shrimp teas. Every once in a while, she gets an allowance in the form of an Alcedont bones. Wasn't it done wrong? She almost ripped off my finger along with a slice of Alcedont. That's my fault. She's getting their predators, albeit domesticated ones. You have reduced a beast born to hunt and kill to a domestic pet. Without purpose or discipline, both man and animal are like a destined for degradation. See, this is the level of obedience and dignity we should strive for. You see a beast devoid of free will as an example to follow? All I see is a broken spirit bound to chains of cruelty. I assume these esteemed adjudicators will conversation. I'll be glad to. But of course, I always wanted to try my hand at casual small talk. Tell about the Lexris, Governor. Such fascinating creatures. Where did you get them from? I can't tell you off the top of my head. There are not many planets that have Lexrises. I received these beasts a long time ago as a gift. Can they? And I'm sure they were common beasties. And I was sure they were common beasties. I might have embarrassed myself out here. I might have embarrassed myself there. I'd be glad to talk about something else. But don't judge me harshly. I'm trying to get into the festive mood as best I can. You can certainly change the subject. I would like to note that I found your youth extending face transplant procedure amazing. Does Ferocium possess any other unique knowledge or items brought over from your home world? And what world called, by the way? What is that world called, by the way? Ah, my native edicts. Unfortunately, I have not introduced much from beyond the art of changing faces. Perhaps the Celestial Lord has taken a liking to some of the Thracian's original creations. Oh yes, famous Indexian pearls of revelation. I often use them myself to keep my mind receptive to new ideas. Uh-huh. He has no idea. I was interested in the musical servitors. They could only have been brought to you by the Crimson Priest, correct? Then why they visited the planet? What? Presumably it wiggles free from the governor's fork and drops onto his goblet. Yes, it was a fortuners. Although the mechanical musicians, I'm sure I have not mentioned them yet. I think they were the Red Robes who arrived to celebrate the ascendance of the new governor. That's me. Your answers are rather reticent and tentative, Roldo. Almost as if you are merely a chance passerby and not the governor. The man's face becomes stretched to the limit of his fastenings in a deep offence. My celestial lord, I ask that you not insult me so. I may not be used to having such lofty conversations, but believe me, I am definitely the governor of Phrygia. I would never question your title, governor, and the road trader hardly wishes to offend you either. Conversation. Well, I have learned everything I wanted to know. Yeah, like he has absolutely no idea. I mean, I literally used a communication bead and said it was from Idex, and he fought it, and he believed me. That's Your Highness, I must have been listening to that lot of gossip. Who cares where the rabble goes afterwards? However, I can assure you that the victors often sent them into my personal service. We call it the highest favour. Today, it will be up to you to choose whom will be bestowed upon. Entirely sure himself. I'll not tell you something. Delightful, I immediately summoned the court for a final celebration of hypocrisy. Who knows, perhaps today one of the apostles will be lucky enough to earn your favour. Yep, found them all. Sent to home. Most radiant and noble lords, I hereby declare the hunt officially over. I stand before you. Did you guess correctly? Did you expose them all? Please do don your oculars and have a good look. Not one noble was permitted to hunt the impostors this time, my lord. Still knowing their penchant for such games, I do suspect they tried to make the guests away anyway, quite among themselves. Found out by none other than our celestial guest. Our own surpassable show, your celestial highness. Bravo, bravo, may you present our gift. Bluffed the fool, court fool. You hear the fool's voice from somewhere among the crowd. A noble torso branded A noble torso. Look at himself. Oh, with a bit of irony. My standing ovations to you. Nice. Okay, go to a demons, and devils. So first, would you like to say a few words of praise that beautiful thing? Yep. Glory! Glory to the Emperor. That was a grand speech. Thank you. Oh, yes. And now, good lord and ladies, the time has come to make the fateful decisions. There is naught but one true reward, the highest favour, that any branded impostor desires. Please, your celestial highness, tell us, is there among these people one worthy of the road traver's favour? Yes, it's a servant. You're so very kind, my celestial lord, the one smiles and he turns to the castle. Shuddered breath that betrays her recent tears, she heads towards the stairs. You hear venomous laughter from among the crowd and recognize Bluff's voice. As the square drowns in clamour and applause of Gawkers who are prospecting the game, you look around for the court fool but cannot see him anywhere. Such a celestial highness's brilliant decision, which for some may have been fateful indeed. And finally, the hour you have all been waiting for, concluding part of our conclusion, the great feast. The action patience has worn. Conservation has worn thin, filling his lungs. The governor shouts out, "Alexis, dinner is served!" The sight of Alexis' blooming blood glows red. Before the condemned can even scream, the beast pounces on their prey and hungry snarls.
I've been branded. He tricks me. Gotta stop! I'm the master. Maeve, help! Maeve, I'm sorry.
Oh no! What's that for? Kill the fact you've been ambushed. I've been branded. He tricked me. Yep, that guy. That guy was no governor. I think Rollo was Maeve's brother. Is Maeve's brother. And Bluff the Fool is the governor. The two had personality switches. The governor went from not caring about her to suddenly lavishing her with gifts. Oof. Nasty little dudes, aren't they?
Request approved. Running binary override.
Even me. It's... I am not certain it is good at all.
The Messiah knows all, comprehends all. My vow is to serve.
Now they have cybernetics in them, so it should hopefully work for them. Gara, stop! I'm your master!
An unworthy soul.
Yet iron knows no pain.
Think so.
This tedium is beneath me.
Miss. Let's get to cover.
I am not your Xenos pet, monkey.
No, but you're fantastic at what you do. Let's see. This will 28 run down, damage increased by 2. Let's see. This one will just strike for 21 32. Extra damage.
Fortune favors the
Nice.
swift.
There isn't enough of people. There isn't enough of them around for that. There's only 5. Yeah, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, 4. Scratch me. I can't count. Someone dived into my help. My side.
Another scar for my collection.
Right.
Let's test our skills, Glato.
Bite. Let's run.
One of us would be enough.
Okay. This shotgun doesn't do a lot of damage.
Arbitrator judges.
Ah, push him back.
Understood.
Right. So immediately go with these. Actually, I'll get my own people. Hell in my
I'm not
gaze.
accustomed to being ordered around.
Do
Me,
your best.
if you insist, Lord Captain.
Now.
Isn't this a job for the
That's right.
serfs?
Get it. Extra turn. Go have fun with Gara.
With grace and malice. Watch. Kneel before me, prating.
He does do a lot of damage. Still what I can do. I don't know what how much damage the weapon does, but this blade does a lot of damage. I can do a second zap, so I've got a lot of health.
Me? If you insist, Lord Captain.
Now Mazarai's actual turn kicks off. Can I always try one of these things now? Stimps. Oh. Poison strike.
It is handled. Behold!
I believe you have bleed on you, so it's fine. Leave strike.
What? Revel in your terror!
I should shoot a little gun. Have some toxic needle poison to go with it.
Behold!
Okay, I can't shoot because the cyber Lexus is right next to my face. However, I do have dash, which doesn't
Easy.
trigger attack opportunity. Gara's the strongest, so he's the one getting the hunt down prey on him. This one's frozen. He's got water fire on him.
I know what to do.
Nice hit. Nice strike.
Let's set this in motion. Done and done.
I don't remember. Yay.
Easy.
Ooh, he can move that.
Beyond the science.
Fire. Comprehends all. Nice. Here's the cyber things affecting them. Oh, the train's moving, he can't go anywhere. Dodge fell blank. He has a shield, so it's blocking a lot of his attacks.
Heretic escapes punishment.
My target died.
If it serves your cause, no weakness is hidden from my sight.
Boom.
Ancestors guide me. I am not your Xenos pet monkey.
You're so very good at what you do.
My heart sings with the thrill of battle.
Bullseye. Dispatched. Upgrade to level... Wait, what? Dispatch upgraded to level... I just read that. My dispatch just got upgraded. To level 4. What's going on here? Why is it dispatch only got upgraded to level 4? Dismantle attack upgrade to level 3. Dismantle attack level 4. Dispatch level 1. 50%. Level 2. Deals damage equal 45% of the thing. Target wounds missing wounds instead of 25% of missing wounds. So number 4 here. If the dispatch attack kills and target all enemies in this free cell radius while targets plus 2 stacks. Right, they must pass the agility resistance or become staggered for 1 round. I'm sorry, are these things upgrading? Why did you have the abilities to upgrade?
High momentum.
This is a new effect that's going to come to.
I'll take it as a priority.
Got him. I don't know what happens when you upgrade. If this upgrades us like once for the fight.
If I may. As duty demands.
My eyes are powerful. Solomon. What happened with no accident? And if my suspicion is correct, the arbitrator looks at the palm thoughtfully, then holds out the outer cybermastiff. Galatio. Analyze. The dog's visors shimmer as it scans his skin with a messy mesh of rays. Finally, there's a metallic click and a sending hum from cooling servo motors. Doctor's augments respond with a soft buzz. A data brand. The court fool must have put it on me when he shook my hand. And then the Laxers attacked anyone who had been marked. However, the beasts were not at all eager to tear you apart, Rogue Trader. It appears you were wanted alive, but without my protection. Oh God, Emperor! Maeve presses her hands to her chest and the sight of the Aquila, whispered her lips prayer, whisper a prayer. Forgive and protect his soul. Forgive and protect. Lying nearby is Lysa's body, Alaxus number 4, which she released from his cage. His fur is crumped and sticky with blood. His viscous eyes glaze over, giving its own life. To protect another was a stunning human act for a beast. The one with the damaged implants. Perhaps they were the reason the beast defied the orders that the rest of the pack followed. To destroy all bearers of data brands. Or maybe it was a fine animal that was unlucky enough to have bad masters. It's the first creature I've met on Thrastia that have been worthy of respect. My Lord Judicator is fond of animals, is he not? I never would have thought you had a kind side like that. Maeve's smile is gentle and sad. For the first time ever, she looks at Solomon without fear. Solomon casts a heavy glance at the young one. Or maybe I just cannot stand people. As Master's command, Galatio directs his scan rays at the dead man's severed hand, which has somehow avoided being reduced to shreds along the rest of his body. The Silent Master's augments emit a warning signal. Rullo was branded too. He couldn't have known, or else he would not have doomed himself like that. I assume this is likewise the work of that buffoon. The only question is whether he was acting on his own accord, or at the behest of someone more important. Oops. My brothers, my lord. I had a feeling he wasn't acting himself lately. If I had known he had fallen in with the scoundrels, I wouldn't have found them and strangled them with my bare hands. It's a mystery too, my lord. To me, too, my celestial lord. I think about it and I can't even imagine why. But lately he's not himself. He keeps muttering these awful rhymes about blood and fate. It's like he's waiting for something, but I just can't understand what. Uldo called your name before he died. I have no idea what's going on. I'm so confused. Maeve stares at Uldo's old cold looking eyes. It's just a horrible nightmare? Could it be I'm just dreaming? For a second I thought, no, I'm sorry. It's impossible. You thought what? I thought it was my brother calling my name, not Lord Ruldo. But Dane wasn't there. I mean, you must have imagined in my fright. Nope, I called it. Roldo is... the governor is Roldo. They've swapped places. It seemed, like I said, it seemed weird. All of a sudden, Buff the buffoon, her brother becomes snarky and scornful to her. And the Lord Governor suddenly becomes kind and affectionate. Thinking back to Rollo's last moments, it is hard to tell for certain, but it really did seem as though his voice had changed, that it sounded younger and less strained, as if he had cast off a mask. That's why he was stuttering and straining himself and drank, and he couldn't handle drinking or eating the big feast. He was not initiated, he wasn't used to it. This was all stuff he was not used to. So, who's to be considered the governor now? If only I knew, my celestial lord, if only I knew. How do I know I can trust you, Maeve? I swear by the Emperor himself, I am unblemished before you in spirit in the fort. That is what any concerned cornered heretic would say, swear to try to save their life. But I really have nothing to do with it, any of it, my lord. All I was told to do was entertain our celestial guests and chaperone them to the castle for talks. And instead, there's just gore and death everywhere. Take us to the castle. I hear and obey, my celestial lord. We were not supposed to survive that attack, and there's a lot of dead guys around. Please. May breaks off as Solomon walks by, brushing past with his shoulder, before examining the elevator with finding eye. Not time to speak again, the young woman makes a gesture for an invitation and steps out onto the platform herself. No sooner had you stepped onto the elevator than some sharp metallic clang comes from somewhere above you. Oh, a lot of people just die in the background. I'd have to watch that back. Yep. The cultist symbols. That's the real governor. Bluffed the court fool. I hope you enjoyed my bloodthirsty menagerie. You instantly recognize the spiteful voice, cocky smirk of the fool's mask. The arm that was mauled by the cyber mastiff at their first meeting hangs limply. He's not even bothered to bandage it. Still acting the buffoon. Some people never learn. Solomon gestures behind his back. That's the cyber mastiff, sending him off on a circuit along the wall. Pushing a pulsing light draws your attention against the wall, for an old man stands behind a almost looking altar. Against the far wall, the heavily augmented man stares in wonder at the flash of the blue lights, stinging through the veins of the ferricium. The floor and walls of crystals in his eye, so it's gleam and go dark with the time of the flashes. At once you recognize him as a sculptor, or offer to carve your visage out of ferricium. The old man does not seem to notice you. All attention is focused on the strange altar. Tattooed of the executioner stands behind the fool and gives you a crooked smile. Nearby, Lucra, the fortress commander, keeps solemn vigil. His hand never leaves the handle of his weapon. Times are troubled, you know. I want everything to go according to plan. The governor's dead. Was it your doing? That'd be ridiculous. I couldn't swallow a man wholly if I wanted to. Bluff folds his arms up in an exaggerated fashion. The larynx, you fool. You unleashed it on the governor. Don't try to deny it. It seems humour is not part of the vocabulary of the Emperor's servants, but truth should be. You see, the governor is a fraud, a fake, not worth trying over. True Governor Vracia stands before you, esteemed guests. Dean, come on, don't say things like that. It's not right, it's... Shut up, you idiot. You can't even do as you're told. Bring you here to the altar of change, and not ask questions. So simple, but you couldn't even manage that. And I, according to your plan, was supposed to die. Raise the palm of his hand that holds the invisible mark of the data brand. Exactly. I don't need you, but don't worry. I planned for this as well. Trafisk, are you ready? Bluff smirks, clearly enjoying his imaginary power. Or is it real? Solomon turns slightly away from the fool and makes a series of hand signals, telling you to stall while Salad Mastiff gets into position. Preparations are complete, my lord. Barely able to take his eyes off the dark altar, the sculptor hobbles towards the edge of the balcony. I see you already found me out. That's right. I was born and raised on Index. Index, the greatest world in all the Imperium. I'll never forget the mix of steel and fleet. The glitter of proud spires, the eternal illumination of my appointment. Why were you sent to Pharisia? To serve the Imperium faithfully and honestly. Why else? All-knowing administratum befits it. A feudal throne is occupied with someone with an intelligence higher than the rocks. The golden shove for all my diligent service on Index. Index. I packed my bags and came here to govern this backwater. What a joke. I have always preferred the masks to those mugs. Gestures to the crowd thronging the square below. Besides, who would take the poor, wretched fool seriously? Who would suspect? I found a replacement. Roldo wanted to play at power, and I graciously let him. But he didn't rule for long. I, on the other hand, had a costume to change. I changed a costume change and took a seat among the spectators. I sharpened my wit. I even began to enjoy it. And all of it for this day, this exact moment. The elation in his voice sounds almost maniacal. The arbiter gives you a subtle nod. The silence is close enough to the decisive lunge. Oh yes, one small part of the grand design, to be precise. The first bait you had to take, which you did, with commendable zeal. The concept was simple: disrupt the shipment and provoke a response. Ingenious trap that the arbiters walked into. But fate granted me a special boon. You were caught in my net along with them, you bell. You didn't trap anyone. You shot yourself in the foot. Only an idiot would think they can outmatch a rogue trader and a protectorate together. You are pathetic. My previous experiments were failures. You've met some of them, particularly Fault himself. Remember the crazy mutant from Osphus? Oh, you should have seen your face. And you will. This time it will work. Yep, so that's his whole plan, is body swapping. And he plans to take my body and become the new Von Valance rogue trader. If you grow before me, I will mercifully let someone finish you off quickly. Governor, fool, perhaps you're just a madman, bluff. A great artifact which Travis carved from this planet's unique gift. Fresium, take a look whilst you still can. That's definitely a warp tech. Governor fool. Do I have to be any one thing? Bluff chuckles darkly. Bluff ignores the officer, his gaze fixed on Maeve, more specifically on the necklace on her wrist. A lovely piece, isn't it? You see someone's hand sticking out, leaps, but does not reach the fool. The cycle moves at the same time. A flash of light, and everything goes dark. Surrounded by the smell of old rust, the darkness reluctantly retreats. The pain comes first, forming your head, the metallic taste in your mouth, and finally the feel of the hard floor, crafting your steaming cheek. You see Bluff through the bars of the cage. The mocking smile on his sinister mask seems to be growing broader. Whether the trick of the light, Maeve is white as a sheet with a dark abrasion on her face. Weeps quietly as she stands stock still beside the fool. A mark on the floor at your feet, crooked. circles bordered by unholy symbols. Bluff is standing at the centre of an identical circle. You hear a quiet, measured scraping around sound as the old man's muttering coming from the depths of the hall. A few words you can't manage to catch sound nothing like Gothic. You turn, there's a voice. Solomon is trapped in one of the side cells. Apart from a bleeding bruise on his forehead, he appears unharmed. I'm fine. He looks away for a moment, then back at you. On the bluff's unwavering gaze, he cannot communicate any more clearly. As Solomon's indicated, Gato lies motionless in the middle of the room. Judging by the flickering lumens on his implants, the dog is still alive. Yeah, but you can reactivate that thing from a distance. Much more. You see, with the right knowledge, the right tools, and more complex rituals, people can transform a simple, dirty blue pebble, from the depths of the Frisian into something truly special. However, it's a bit late for you to do anything with that information. When I get out here, you're dead. Enough chit-chat. Travis, begin! The old man with the Frisian eyes, wheezes and raspily spews out tolerant unholy words from his toothless mouth. And then the mark in the video cage seemed glowing crimson light. May's gaze leaps from you to Bluff in alarm. Tear-reddened, wide eyes, she realizes what's happening. Dean, stop! Her slight form crashes into the fool, pushing him out of the center of the circle. The world explodes in a shard of fused with blinding light that burns your eye sockets. Incinerates the air in your lungs and makes the heart... Wow, tentacles everywhere. It makes your heart judder in your chest, and finally, darkness descends, impenetrable, absolute, encompassing everything. It cradles you, dissolving everything that was you, everything that once was. You're bobbing like a boat tossed on the waves, colours and sound meld into the cacophony, stirring so nausea in its exhausted body. You blink, and the patches of your colour fall into place. Or do they? Across from you in a cage, you see a frightened, disoriented face, the expression you have never seen. Never seen in a mirror. At your feet lies the gaudy mask that has fallen from the fool's face, covering his wrinkled visage with both hands. The ugly, enraged governor of Thracia rises hastily on trembling legs. Staring dagger at you, Roll shrieks, "Caesar! Save Maeve!" The guard takes a heavy step in your direction. The look of his face is promising nothing but pleasant. Solomon, now! Gato, attack! Your head swims, and through the haze you recognize a figure of a guard coming closer. No sign of stopping. Your gaze sweeps over the room, searching for a way out, or a solution, until somewhere, after your vision, you notice a streak of scarlet and a cybermaster's visor lighting up, giving you a chance to run. Nope, I think the executioner and the guard are now dead this time. I don't think the ritual is completed. Your mind is a loose shard cast into nothing but screaming in voices of thousands of lives. Are they your lives, or do they belong to another? The blood cracks, branch out, biting into every scrap of disjointed fort, ravaging, hungering to shatter what little you have of your own self remains. A cry gurgles in the depths, a plea to make the torment stop and let you dissolve into unconsciousness. But something has sunk its claws into you, keeping you in place, fusing you back together piece by piece, methodically and tortuously. It continues to skewer the shreds of your identity into a thread of existence in an attempt to outpace all the consuming void. Your memories of the past several minutes are incoherent and painful. The flash of sorcery, the leap into the unknown, Solomon shouting something. He gave the letter an order, but what order was it? Any attempt to make process what has happened only pulls you deeper into unconsciousness. You are wrenched suddenly out of oblivion by a blunt, merciless bite. You try to breathe and hear your own ragged wheeze. Sight gradually turns to you in an angry horse's head. Emerge from the mist. You're back. You are alive. Your eyes begin to put together a sort of image. Everything around you is brown and disgusting. Hay, wood, blood, dirt, horse. The trapdoor you jumped down has led you to a stable. A stable place for peasants, not sovereigns. But somehow your body remembers the scent of poverty. Your conscience expands heavily like sick lungs. You remember a large basket, bundles of food clutched in your hands, and the grateful smile of the hungry. Try to shove the horse away from you, but your hands veer off. Your palms feel nothing. The skin on them is somewhat unwieldy, meat covered forcibly pulled from onto your frame. Fingers curl up on their own accord. Your shout is as thin as a death cry and unbearably shrill. Still, it's just strong enough to make the creature stop trying to bite your back and back off. Memories that are not your own tear into your mind, replacing your thoughts. It occurs to you that someone else used to scare all the monsters away. A big brother, so funny, always smiling. With some effort you manage to force this gentle face out of your head. And for failing all these tests, your attempts twisting your body around only end up in racking pain shooting through your back. Most of your achieve a lurch upward accompanied by a perceiving crunch somewhere in the spine. Your hands feel something on your chest, something so cold it burns your fingers. For a moment you think it's the real you, the shard of your will lost in the flow, but it turns out to be nothing more than a Frisian necklace. The crystal stares back at you with its still blue eye. The fool's wrinkled face suddenly emerges from the reflection, and his gloating voice seems to hang at the edge of awareness. This boy remembers pain, and outside air, something bad. You sway as if from sickness, all your limbs feeling impossibly fragile. Scrawny legs, frail arms. These do not belong to you. This is a costume, and it's not yours. It does not fit your status. It's the wrong size, and it still carries greasy traces of its former owner inside. You're overcome with an urge to tear off your flesh and throw it away like a worn glove. You dig unfamiliar nails deep in the skin, trying to scrape someone else's face off yourself. The pain in your cheeks is sobering effect. You see blood on your fingernails. This may not be your body, but it can still prove it's useful to you. To complete the picture, you have no choice but to look into a nearby water trough at your reflection. You see familiar features. Some unnatural force has dragged you out of your body and into that of Maeve, Rudol's lady-in-waiting. Now that you have spent some time in the stable, you feel a little more accustomed to your new limbs. But where is your own mortal shell? Right. Maeve, I don't have... Maeve, I could do with like having my gun back now, please. Oh, this is a stable we couldn't get into before. Does not respond to nudges or commands. Lumino's head are blinking in troubling agitation. A mountain of vegetable waste rises overhead, next to which stands a rusty pitchfork. Your attention is drawn to something pale pink, half buried in the waist and looking like suspiciously like a limb. This could be a decent weapon, if not for the one problem. You lack the strength to pull it free from the earth. You pull out the strange object from the pile. What emerges is a human forearm, crudely severed at the elbow. The horse behind you sniffs it and cranes its neck. It used to be someone's arm. The horse looks at the dead fingers greedily. You slip through the fence. The horse snarls restlessly behind you. The horse snorts and shows its large teeth. It's unclear what this creature usually feeds on, but right now it would probably munch on your fingers. The horse must have smashed through the stall to reach you. You immediately note the empty trough and a fetid pile of vegetables tops under your feet. For the moment, the approach of the rotting waste is blocked by the iron fence. The horse whines restlessly as it casts its eye towards the barrier. Flare in agitation, pause for a second, watching the answer tree, then trots after the treat with a rumble. Let's get out of here. The horse, slowly finding the horse hurtles towards the stable door and smashes right straight through it. Stable hand. The sight of the stable hand standing in the doorway portends nothing good. For you, the man's face is savage, glinting hand and hand of the meat cleaver. Not so noisy anymore, are you, you little wretch? Wench, I'll skin you alive. You try to hit him in his jaw, but miss your punch. Maeve is a lady in waiting, not a fighter. The man grabs your wrist. You see a new reflection of the blade of the cleaver. There's no way out. At least this foray into life. Peasantry, it'll be a short one. An abrupt metallic clang rattles in the stable. Very heavy is coming your way at terrifying speed. Incoming! The cleaver raised for a strike falls from the man's hand as he screams, assailed by the whirlwind of fangs, fur, and metal. Having emerged from the gloom, the Cyber Mastiff does not give the stable hand even a single chance. As ripping out part of his spine, the beast spits out the corpse and looks up at you. Good boy. You notice a dent in one of the Cyber Mastiff's implants. He's taking a beating. It is hard to say whether he received an injury at the time of your capture or during this escape attempt from the castle. Metal stares at you for a while, then barks and turns to scan the area. He's clearly waiting for orders. A Cyber Mastiff listens only to its master. The fact that Galetto is here means that Solomon has ordered him to follow you through the trap door. The arbitrator must have adjusted Galetto's priorities to have him guard you. Yay! I've got Galetto. Also, these horses are seriously wrong if they're trying to eat meat. We are not in our body. Well, what's the matter? So we're down here, and the bit we couldn't. So the bit we saw before from up here. Yes. So this is where we saw from above. We have. You know what? I think I should save. We are not a combat fighter. Not even in the slightest. So, yeah, this is our abilities. We have to send Galetto out to do anything. Look what happens coming down the slope. Look hostile in the extreme. The violence of them missing an eye, but he makes sure to keep his remaining one fixed on you. Hey, puppet, where'd you get that dress? You know my bride-to-be would love wearing a dress like that on her wedding day. Would you lend it to her? The one-eyed bandit glances at your dirty yet expensive clothing. Something tells you that these people would gladly peel the dress off you right along with your skin. Aren't you that one-eyed fellow? Should I give Muggoth your regards? She's waiting for me up ahead. Something resembling sympathy flickers in the little man's eye. Fine, pretty. We're all in the same boat down here. My bride-to-be will make do without your dress. Go. The bandits let you pass, having seemingly lost all interest in you. Ah, the man with scissors from before. bloated mutant. Oh, that way. Excellent. These are people I spared. I sent them away rather than upstairs, so they managed to get out of this alive. Stay safe, dearest, and say a great big thank you to his graciousness for me. I'll never forget his good art. Wheels are the ones that used to raise the enormous elevators and cranes in the square. This one, however, has completely fallen off. Whoops. Yeah, these... The governor's decided, essentially the governor decided to toss his favour in with the forces of chaos. I mean, the rabble are a rabble. They're going to be the rabble regardless, but where are they? My eyes, my precious eyes. They've melted. Melted! Oh, your power faces, here we go. Oh, I've fallen someone's head. We spent a whole day hooking that thing. Now I've got to do it all over again. Get out of here before you brace anything else. Okay. I don't mind leaving. I want to leave, quite frankly. And quite quickly. And get back in my body. I want my body back. You know, the one with the ability to shoot things. So I actually saved both their lives. If I'd have branded them... So Maeve goes to the rabble, and Hel comes down here and gives food to the rabble. Oh, can I send a message back to the ship? Can you dispatch the rest of my retinue, please? I'm fairly certain a giant space marine might... That's what the body's doing, that's what I thought earlier. Going that way. Okay, so we opened the gate earlier. Maeve? Is it you? Hold on, I'll get it. Here, come on in. We want our body back. That's the hurry. I would like to be put back into the... back into the body of the gracious rogue trader. That's why I may then bludgeoningly beat our dear governor into the ground. Into the ground. Fellow commoners talking in a loud whisper, taking no notice of you. A balding man with a bowl cut, gesturing energetically, with his back turned towards you. Never thought a thing like this would happen in my life. A new celestial lord has paid us a visit. They say he descended from the sky on a great iron bird and stepped out in a belly clad in golden armour. Any who saw him were blinded by the spectre. That says anointed for you. Rubbish. I've heard that tale before, and only an idiot would believe it. He's a nobleman like any other. Just a more important one. Treats everyone like dirt and pushes the people around worse than any of our nobles do. But that's the way it is, isn't it? It's the Golden Emperor's will that their place be at the top and ours in the dust. That's how the world works. Next thing you know, the Celestial Law will make this whole place his own. Oh, I wish it was like you said, but something tells me bad things are coming now that he's here. I heard the new Celestial Lord. Wait, look at Maeve over there. She served the Celestial Lord herself. Hey, Maeve. People's eyes light up curiosity at your words. They hurriedly gather around you, ready to hear something extraordinary. I was told the Celestial Lord accepted the key to Pharesia from the court fool's hand himself. He didn't shun the fool, didn't beat him. So gracious. Well, almost. Goes if it wasn't to his liking, and punished severely for it. Now he's down the Celestial Lord, so much as looks at him. He quivers, and his teeth show so badly he could use his jaw as a hammer. Gnawing vigorously at each other. Every now and then you catch a rapt glance in your direction. I told you, he's not just any Celestial Lord, but one of the God Emperor's anointed. A benefactor. Be quiet. Will you let me speak? Have you heard about the mutant disaster? Everyone wanted to blame the commander and the executioner, but the Celestial Lord interfered and was merciful. Yep. So little. Nice, the God Emperor is talking through him. It's the truth, and who will we fathom this truth? That's true. Maeve, you got closer than him anyone else. How did he treat you? Yeah, Maeve, tell us, what's it like to be around one of the God Emperor's anointed? Was amicable and kind to me. Well, that's quite true. No. Oh well. Lord Grim, his new wife. Oh well, if it failed the last one. Yep, that's the tailor. Maybe I should have sent the tailor to be executed. don't pay us any... I don't pay Maeve any attention because of Maeve. Oh, you can feel the air's thick with... You can feel the air's thick with warp here. It's practically shimmering. Ah, there's the rest of my crew. Including someone who's floating midair. Guys, it's time to get up there and kick some butt. The box on your companion's hand is speaking to you in your own voice. There's no need for concern. The Protector and I are in the middle of examining the documents. With the Governor, I'll be back as soon as we're done here. There's a loud click indicating that the other side has cut the connection. He performed the ritual again, though this time there was an empty body this time. Madurai looks around with an ominous grin. Let me get bored while I am surrounded by all the frightened prey swarming within the castle is most unwise. Kaer Morag, am I the only one who can hear the strange notes in the Antark's voice? Let's head to the top. Activating standby mode. As soon as you approach, everyone's attention shifts to you. For now, the reaction feels close to pent-up irritation than outright hostility. You was agreed with looks of bewilderment, even the sight of Gato standing at your side seems to only raise more questions. Cassia frowns, covering her mouth with her hand. These colours, it's as though they have been copied from those I usually see around the Lord Captain. Then you exchange a few words among themselves, unable to explain how you know so much about details. While others frown and look at you intently, as if hoping to see some obvious signs of sorcery. I have Solomon's Cyber Mastiff with me. Would he order his dog to guard some Frisian chit? This statement is potentially true. Cyber Mastiff protocols are difficult to breach and override, much less in a primitive culture such as this. If anything could cause Solomon to be part of his faithful dog, it would be to treat the threat to the Lord Captain. When you get upstairs, just trust me on this. When you will find the road trader at the top. Tell us to the pilot, take us there. He won't listen to me. The suggestion to stop puzzling over your identity and start acting seems to have had an effect. At least, no one is arguing with you anymore. Yep, well they've done my retinue and they have enough authority to tell the guy to get up there and get the door open. Blast that wall open if necessary. When the dust clears, you see a familiar hall. The fool is fearfully hunched close to the cage in which you, or rather your body, is sitting. Your face is awash with tears, your lips is split, and a vox lies next to you. In a cage at the stands Solomon, glaring from the bars at the true governor of Russia. Upon seeing you and Galatio, the Protector straightens. It seems he was just waiting for you to return. Without taking his intent gaze from you, he gives you a slow nod. He is ready to fight. But how did you... The elevator, damn it! Why did you have to make all this commotion? Why couldn't you sit in the cage? Out of the way and wait for the ritual to be completed? Tavisk, move! Psycho's cracked skin seems ready to crumble to dust, but his Frisian eyes burn with otherworldly fire. The ritual is nearly complete, my lord. The auto change is ready to irrevocably switch the threads of fate. Lovely weather, is it not? Got a furtive glance over at the window and lets out a hesitant giggle. Decided to show this at the decorum, my sister guessed. Or is it a little late for... Boom! Rah! Boom! It's like, what? Yes, the weather's nice. Why are we talking about the weather? Attack! The thing is, I'm the only one who knew the attack code. Oh, I shot the altar. Oh, that's Zeech. Have a great day, mate. You struggle over your eyes after the world is once again taking shape. Oh, not again. Then you're staring at your own palms. From your iron eye sockets, you move a hand and each muscle responds gratefully. Filling with warmth, the others watch you a mixture of hope and dismay. Maeve, the real Maeve, looks at you through watering eyes. Myself again. It was so... She lacks the strength for anything more than... Ooh. Demons. More than anything more, and her body collapses to the ground. Well done. I knew that would work. I didn't. The heretics were so obsessed with this lumberstone, I figured the sorcery had to be a room around it. Could have. I doubt it. Loosening the cage fastening without being noticed proves quite difficult. Besides, without you and Glacio here, the outcome would have been so too unpredictable. I had no room for error, but there's one thing I knew for sure. Glacio's implants and mine were exchanging data logs, which meant you were still alive. So, I waited. The crimes of stealing my body from me, practicing heresy and all-around monstrosities. I hereby sentence you to death. How dare you order anyone around in my own palace? Dresk, do it! Lord Destinies are already set. I mean, that's it. Oh, the statue's got up.
I'm made of plasteel.
You'll make a suitable sacrifice.
Okay, he's got some going on here. What was that last thing he said? My lord's destinies are already set in stone. As long as I live, they can't destroy them. Bloodless sickle of the moon. Will you grant me one last boon? Cheryl whispered, fair and true, death is coming after you. So these stack stone sentinels. Got to guard stone sentinel. There we go. We've got some weird effect going on. Link in the chain. Okay, so don't try and beat the guys with melee. Trust the sculptor. Spawn the highest favor. There's fire scorched. Couple of nobles. Couple of nobles out of issue, they're so weak. Spawn of highest favor seems to be the trouble one. Yes, there, Mazarai. move me? No. Time to do a favor, to force the favor of the Omnissiah.
The scriptural prognosis is favorable.
Commander Lucre, I saved you and you spared you.
Request approved. Explorers know one route. Forward.
So much for the mercy, mate. There's no cyber thing here, so no point doing cyber attack on them. I can, however, use this on all those nobles and get a massive amount of stack of points. So we all just got a nice buff.
My reckoning will be swift.
Ow. Oh, I am so paying you back for that. There you go. Oh, all the way back there now. Oh, I've got plasma grenade. That'll get my action. Actually, who's next up on the turn order? This one.
This tedium is beneath. Another soul slips beyond the veil.
Oh, there's your tactical knowledge. There's a whole heap load of people here.
I understand your intent.
Right. This can never miss. I don't think you'll be hurt while that's on.
I am not your Xenos pet monkey.
Keep coming for me.
I serve the ruinous power.
Yeah, but yeah, no big of it.
The order is clear. It won't take long.
No, it won't take long at all. Hello. Bite.
Later, we're undertaking this
Later.
task.
Nice. Nicely done, boy.
The order is clear. Understood.
They're going for you. That's a bad choice. That's Mazurai.
A pathetic attempt.
Dodge.
Damage is
Ow.
negligible.
Sorry, that was like nothing.
Momentum.
It's like, that didn't do a darn thing.
I'm
Mazurai,
not accustomed to being ordered around.
get a boost. Actually, Mazurai have a turn.
I am a navigator, not a servitor.
Bring it on. It is held
One for you.
with grace and manners.
Actually, why don't I try with these off? Ow. This last 2 turns, I thought the user becomes staggered. Let's trying stuff, but it's not working too well. Ouch, he just like stack. Oh, by the way, it's our turn.
Me? If you insist, Lord Captain.
He keeps swapping that every time he does that. Okay, now it's Mazare's turn. Let's go for a main strike. Let's cleave. Go for multiple people, not what we want. Alright, let's get this going.
Don't distract me.
Well, maybe not a little. There. Let's see, voice strike. The other has its turn, the other one is them. Nice.
With grace and manners.
Right. This Whisper is like a weakened version of this, so. Oh, we still play a strike points. Oh, we don't play a points though, mate. Your thing broke. I got the points. I've got any points. I better go help cousin out then.
And why would I do that?
Why are they like that? No, I have movement.
Watch.
I haven't got the movement, but apparently I can still shoot.
With grace and manners.
Right, now you're into.
Don't frighten me.
Oh, I can pin him, so that's unfortunate. You hit my doggy.
Reading damage to book.
That did nothing. His armor score so high, it did absolutely nothing. What makes you think you can get me if I just do a quick dash away?
I know what to do.
Time to do some bounty, I think.
They won't expect
All in the
this.
highest favor. That's some weird mutant beastie that was created. Scorch.
As said,
Commander
so
Luca.
done.
I hereby sentence the three of you to death. Let's see.
Easy.
Think.
As said, so done. They won't expect this. Awesome mistake.
Wild Hunt, second weapon. Wild Hunt, primary weapon. Well, there's only two guys left with guns, so that one's getting shot.
Witness my resolve. That is how it's done.
Ooh, ouch. This is what happens when I have a really high attack power.
This way.
I can't guarantee that spawn's gonna still be alive at the end of this turn.
Let's make it quick.
Well, the court fool is now in a problem of...
Not enough.
That it? Well, I had. Is that all you got? That was a pathetic attack.
The owner's sire. Ability analysis. Successful.
Go away. Kill both. I haven't used like the rest of these front abilities.
Request approved.
Oh, Travis is also sculpted like that doing his thing, but yeah, annoyingly, I lost my I lost the tag of this shoot. Oh, one of the statues is now quite dead.
If I must. If it serves your cause.
Yeah. No. But yes, these things might survive, but only if they can survive.
I hear you moving. No more.
His soul's gonna be happy with this stuff. He's getting like some night hunts going off here.
This tedium is
That's
beneath me.
That's where we go. Whee! Back in the cover.
I am not your Xenos pet monkey.
We've got a job to do, Glato.
Later. Oops. No. F is going for you. I think it's my hanging.
Isn't this a job for the serfs?
Just die already. That's so difficult. Depends on else. Depends on what you feel like. Look at you. Him.
I'm not accustomed to being ordered around.
That'd be nice if we could get eyeballs on. Oh yes.
If it serves your cause. On the veil.
Nice shot.
Ancestors guide me.
From downtown, you left a little snipe shot and takes the fool out, takes the sculptor out.
I'll paint your death in colors.
If I must.
Thank you.
I deal death. with
Why
my
am I dealing?
hands.
Damn me. Use my one for every attack they have made in combat, does not. Wow. 16 stack of that stuff, so the damage output is going up through the roof. Tactical knowledge. Tactical knowledge, just gain bonus points. My protection. At gunpoint. I don't know why they had such a high.
I am not your Xenos. Another soul slips beyond the veil.
But she is just turned around and obliterated
If it
everyone.
serves your cause.
Missed. Okay, go back to Galaxy
I
Bluff.
understand your intent.
Or should I say the real lord of this realm.
That is foolishness. Me? If you insist, Lord Captain. I am a navigator, not a servitor.
A pathetic attempt.
I don't care about these nobles, they're useless up here.
It is handled.
Let's get to in range and then do a charge.
I yearn for
I mean,
agony.
he killed one sentinel already, but if you can't, if you
Don't it? A perfect killing strike.
ooh, stab and attack. Dance Macabre.
Watch.
Yeah.
With grace and grace.
Thing is, the sentinel go down, so not even providing buff anymore.
It is handled.
So it's not Abelard who has his own buffs, but we're doing awesome.
I said, so done. I know what to do. Easy. Let's set this in motion. They won't expect this. Momentum.
There goes a kill.
I can handle this.
Yeah, you can't.
Let's get to it.
Oh, I've only got the basic Marauder attack sound. Let's get to it!
Running by now. The scriptural prognosis is favorable.
Yeah, that's going to do a lot of damage.
Running by Narek override.
Yeah, that's going to do a ton of damage.
I deal death with my hands.
No! Right, goodbye.
If I hear you moving, no more.
My god, yeah, let's just absolutely annihilate that
Stop trying, monkey.
one. How was upstairs? Is anyone left?
Waste of time.
Cool.
Mark the target.
You gotta play a Fury on him so he can do some boosts.
I'll take it as a priority. Moving into position. Clarify your order.
I mean, anything left?
Me. Try to die with grace, at least.
Yep. One. In the ensuing silence, a gurgling snicker becomes clearly audible. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I see our guest is still too alive. Is too alive. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Start the gutting, start the fun. The ugly shambles at his ruler's face dissolves in the semblance of a smile. Cease your inane mutterings. You may open your mouth when you are asked a question, and your answer had better be honest to the point. I swear by that Lex I'll make you speak, rather than what remains of you after I finish preparing you for interrogation. That survived too? No. I didn't count the dead. The ritual is a complex one to perform, so I took me a long time to calibrate it. And you were the one it worked on. To think of all the possibilities that opened up using the Altar of Change, I could have worked my way up to the Lord of Terror. What are you talking about? The very suggestion. Proctor's voice resounded with fury, his steely fingers digging into Galato's collar. You sick degenerate. As my father used to say, if you come a long way, keep going. I'm a dead man as it is, so I might as well dream a little. This wretched little world held nothing worthy of attention, save for Fresium. When I started having dreams about it, about changing bodies, I thought I was going insane. And I shared this with my sculptor. And now, the now late Tavisk. He helped me understand the essence of the mineral. Experiments and studies followed, mostly carried out by Tavisk. I don't have his gifts, but oh, the things I could do if I were a sorcerer. In the end, he realized Frisium was a potent psi focus. After 1,000 cursed attempts, and a combination of powers, energies, and sacrificial victims, Travis managed to create the finest sculpture from it, the Altar of Change. A magnificent artifact, a door to eternity. No more limitations imposed by our mortal bodies, no ailments, no injuries. If your flesh is worn, just swap in for a new flesh. Don't like your lot in life, choose from 1,000 others. No longer just a dream, but its most perfect realization, immortality in stone. What a monstrous, twisted notion of eternity. Monkey just love toying with forces beyond their control, all in the name of extending their pitiful lifespan. I would even say it's touching in its own way. A governor attracts too much attention, and I wanted my hands to stay untied. So I offered my court fool a fair bargain. He would become me, ruling the planet, living a good life, and eating whatever he wanted, while I would be out there, flying towards the stars. We traded faces, clothes, and knives. And because I had gotten the local nobles into the habit of sewing other people's mugs on their heads, the switch went unnoticed. But the switch was only the first part of the deal. Naturally, I didn't want to mention the second part, the removal of witnesses. If someone is going to turn against you, the moment there's a knife below his sister's throat, you can't afford to keep him alive. They'll cast a hateful glance at Maeve's direction. The plan was simple and elegant. The Fresia starts underpaying its teeth, the Arbites fall the bait and send their messengers here. That's when I spring my trap. I change into the body of an Arbiter, or Proctor, who lands here, pack up the altar, board the Arbite ship, and wave goodbye to this ball of dirt swinging in the void. A rogue trader would have been even better, but greed has a way of spoiling a good game of region side. Of course, this game involves one key piece, the embodiment of freedom of choice, my magnificent altar. So much accumulated potential from years of experimentation is damaged, but it still beckons, waiting to be used. I'd advise you keep it safe. Who knows how many thousands of lives it will claim if something happens to it, unleashing its power. Since you're done, Roldo, you have committed an unthinkable heresy, and I refuse to acknowledge you as a human being or read your verdict as befit a criminal. You are a stain on Felicia's history. It's time to wipe you from it. Although the excuse is going quickly, you see a fleeting expression of absolute disgust, perhaps even hatred, pass over the Proctor's face. Maeve opens her eyes and immediately jumps to her feet at the sight of the bloodied corpse. She clenches her hand to her chest, her eyes well up. He's not your brother, Maeve. The woman nods meekly. A single tear runs down her cheek. Her voice is hollow when she speaks. You're right. He was the one who doomed him. Found anything, Solomon? Yes, the data slate with the shipment's chronicle. that they spent so much time vainly searching for. According to records, the Thief period is 1 Terran decade, and the quota for scribes is 1,000 cargo units. The governor withheld 100 units from each of the 5 most recent shipments. That means this world has no actual difficulty regularly supplying its tribute. So there are 1,000 cargo units, but he held back 100 from each one. So I do with the Ferricium is far more important. It is a resource we can't afford to ignore. I propose destroying all the Ferricium already mined, as well as its deposits, allowing an abomination like that to exist against the Lex. As for the assets, setting the decree of Ferricia's corruption, decreeing his fate, law prescribes leaving his judgment to the world's owner. That is the Administratum. Two different iconoclasts. They agree that we should get rid of the Frisium, but will not inform the Administratum of its properties. It may result in the planet's destruction, and we cannot have innocents suffer because of Roldo's misdeeds. The Frisium has been used for wicked ends, but that does not mean it cannot be useful. We must study the mineral thoroughly before deciding whether to destroy it, or include it in the Thief. This world of beyond saving is very bowels exude heresy. I hereby order the immediate destruction of all Frisian and declare this stone artist on the planet. It's not a bad idea putting them in as part of the Thief. If this stuff has potent psycho abilities, then used and controlled by the Administratum and used correctly, it could potentially make our own psychers better or make it easier for them to function. I'm torn between just getting rid of it, but not telling the Administratum, or getting rid of it and telling, or studying it and making it part of the thing. I mean, it's not. That thing is, the stuff was used for evil, but it's not inherently evil itself. It was simply misused. His teeth, but obediently declares your order clear, rogue trader. Then Tark, you desire to understand rather than destroy it out of fear, does your credit. But take heed. The minds of Monkey are fragile and ill-equipped to withstand something with such strong connection to the Veil. What am I to do now? And not a sliver of remorse, just fear for our own skin. Do not be swayed by criminals' tears. I've seen plenty of those. They're worth nothing. Or should I say, not worth more than a bullet. I can brew Riffcaf. I can do sweet. I can do sweet with a foam and cream, or strong with special spices. Dancing, carry scrolls, data slates. Right, now here's the choice of... She's not high enough noble, and the administrator's the one who chooses the guy in charge. Thank you, Mr. Lord. You're a good heretic with Brugio Rifkaf. Then you ought to be a dozen local commoners as well. I'm a iconoclast player. We will fill the abomination with tons of ferrite and hide it as best we can. That way it cannot hurt it, won't hurt anyone else. Lord Captain, do you read? Shell pilots have reported the rescue operation. Enforcer on the way. Status, are you alive? Come in. I'm alive, Vigis. Prepare to depart. Copy that, Lord Captain. A moment of ringing silence. And then 1,000 shards pierce your mind. A familiar voice coils around your force, drowning them out. Are you leaving without even conversing with me, child? Without even asking yourself how such a vivid soul managed to remain intact after wandering in the darkness embrace and donning another's guise? Such rare luck for a mortal. Ah, my benefactor. In the icy silence you are struck by a series of incredibly lifelike recollections. You are not alone. You are never alone. You never were. It's always there, in your shadow, in your blood, inside you. Yes, Yubel. This look is named the Edge of Daybreak. Had it not been for my sleepless gaze, your mind would have long since joined the mournful host of those who are no more. It was I who kept it whole and unharmed, for I could not allow such a radiant destiny to fall to such absurdity. But at times I do wonder, is it worthy of my protection? Dogmatic, you are nothing but a worm in the shadow of the Golden Throne. Reveal yourself to me and let us fight. Or is hiding like a coward in the back of a person's force all you're capable of doing? I could get some points in Dogmatic. There it is. The ingratitude obliviousness of the insects that call themselves humanity. I am no corporeal body that can be slain, child. All of time belongs to me, as does every thread in the tapestry of destiny. I need but touch one of them. Now in your temple has taste grim solemnity permeates the silence of your immense interlude. But I am generous. I give my chosen children time to understand. And their time is so fleeting. The echo of the entity's voice lingers for a while like the sound of a distant thunder. That's an interesting thing there. I don't actually know if there's a demon like that or not. I was just created for the game, but it's a interesting concept nonetheless. Echoes of Destiny. Not sure why only Pascal moved there. Great sword, okay. Take one of those. Ooh, there's some points for Warlord here.
My house would be proud of me.
Or the whisper of the otherworldly voice. Heavy maul. Here's a skull on it. There's a lot of teeth in there. Not sure what body this is, but got Cruel Fate, which is a alright rifle. Look at that. No, hold on, yeah, I think that's his corpse because his corpse went bleep and fell off the edge. He sort of blocked it into oblivion. And the Biomancer's staff. There are so many trophies all over the place. The Electron just destroyed them. It wasn't a fight, that was destruction. Well, it's either let Maeve live. Mostly because I don't think her... I don't see her as a heretic as such. Brother in arms. Yeah. 80 points anyway, so who cares? Combat Master. That's nice. He did fantastic even though he was wounded. Ooh, I like that. Ooh. It stacks. That was good. Grenade, weapon proficiency. You don't get that because he's a melee fight specialist. Not sure I'm making the right call or not, but that can be handy. Especially when combined with Killing Spree. See, there's no problem. Is there's no like extra thing for Aldari weaponry. Let's have advanced awareness. And I'll be able to roll more awareness stuff tests. I can re-roll a failure. Not sure. Again, what's Father Forge? Aldari weapon proficiency. That's not actually Andrakari. Not sure. Let's give him some teaching in how to use the weapons of the Xenos. Cost effective and actually useful. Minimum 0. Yeah, sure. It's been a week or two. And now myself. I gotta do all this again upstairs. Cool, I'm not sure what raid is. We didn't have raid. Sure, let's have a raid. This one. I'm not sure what it is, but we have it anyway. Strength. Base skills. See, I have a lot of these skills, but the problem is what I really want things like willpower tests. I think my weapon's a bolt weapon? It was a las. As a las weapon, this should... As a las weapon, I should now get a lot more oomph out of it.
Venture forth.
We're off. Let's leave this planet behind. I can't believe they swapped my bodies. I like my body. I have gone through a little combat with my body. Hey. Right. Oh yeah. Have I actually put people in the post? I have. Thank you for that. But yes, we've done it. We have gone to Thracia and we've stocked this place up. You can now get oh, I now got a new servant Maeve because let's face it, her whole life there is kind of gone kaput. Nothing left on that planet for her. We're going to end on the bridge. Mostly because unfortunately now in the character thing I have to do a lot of leveling. Everyone has at least 2 ranks to get. This is the problem with having so many characters. I have a full stock. Okay. So if I didn't have to take him, I would have taken Argenta. We would have had our rapid fire perk and we would be able to do a lot of killing. I don't think the statue came up with though. But yeah, that planet has been resolved, the body swapping is all going to happen, and we have picked up the thief. Excellent. So now we have to wander somewhere else in the galaxy. for we have plenty of quests. And that was just his. Fair trade. That's fun. Errands. The door somewhere, the outcast duty. Somewhere out there. Contracts. Which we don't really want to do because it costs profit. So yeah. There are places to go, people to fight, things to do. So until then folks, until then, I'll catch you all later. See ya!